Good afternoon. Today I will continue the economic section with the chapter The Sectors of Indian Economy. In this chapter, first of all, we shall understand the meaning of economy. Meaning of economy. Economy is a system of earning livelihood. What is livelihood? How you will earn livelihood? You will earn livelihood by getting employment somewhere else in various sectors of the economy. You can be a worker, you can be a doctor, you can be an engineer. So, livelihood, how you will be done? How you will get livelihood? By getting the job, as well as once you will get the job, you will work for that job and you will get the income. Naturally. Income, how will it come? It will come through your salary. And second point which we will deal over here is, it is the sum total of all economic activities in a society. The first is the income that you are earning livelihood. Second is the sum total of all economic activities. Now the question arises, what do you mean by economic activities? The economic activities are those activities which are related to income. Which are related to income. That is how you are getting money. This is the economic activity. Another activities we can say activities are not related to income. We can have an example of non-economic activities. Helping a blind to cross the road. It is the non-economic. Now we will understand the classification of economics activities. Classification of economic activities. Economic activities will be classified on the basis of nature of work, on basis of condition of work, and on the basis of ownership. So these are the criteria on which economic activities are classified. First of all, I will talk of the classification of economic activities on the basis of nature of work. On the basis of nature of the work, the economic activities are classified in the primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sectors. We will deal the primary sector. First of all, we will know the features of primary sector and example. What are the features of the primary sector? Production done by exploiting natural resources. For example, sugar cane is a raw material. Sugar cane, if we produce, then it is called the primary product. Iron ore, if we mine, we will get the iron ore, that is called the primary product. It is the base for all products, because the raw material will be converted to different forms by way of manufacturing. So it is called the base for all products. That's why it is called primary, because it will help to produce other goods also. Example are, what are those examples? It is very clear to you all. That is agriculture, rearing of cattle, mining, forestry, fisheries, dairy. These are the example of primary sector. Now we come to secondary sector. Secondary sector, its features are that is transformation of natural products into other forms. What does it mean? That is, sugar cane is a raw material and it will be transformed into sugar or gur. Iron ore is a natural product and it can be transformed to form steel. So, in secondary sector, natural products are transformed into other forms. So that is why the production done in secondary sector is known as man-made production. Man-made production. This production will be done where? It will be done in factories or workshop or home, and since it is associated with various industries, that is why it is called industrial sector also. That is why it is called industrial sector. Example, I have told you that sugar cane is a raw material and that raw material is used to produce sugar or gur. Now we come to the tertiary sector. The tertiary sector, what are the features? Do not produce goods, but provide services. since it provides services, that's why it is called service sector also. It is called service sector. Help in production process. Develop primary and secondary sectors. It helps in production process. That is for transporting raw material from the farmers to industry. Sugarcane is a raw material is being transported from farmer to industry by truck. So this is since it provides service, that's why it is known as service sector. Example, we can say, what are those examples? Example are banking, insurance, then communication, call centers. These are the examples of tertiary sector. So this is the classification on the basis of nature of work. It means that a person who is engaged in agriculture, his nature of work is in the primary sector. A person who is engaged in industry, his nature of work is in secondary sector. And if a person is engaged in any services, banks, insurance, it means that the nature of work is in service sector or tertiary sector. Now we will deal the classification of economies on the basis of condition of work. On the basis of condition of work. On the basis of condition of work, it is divided into organized and unorganized. What are the features of organized sector? Regular employment, security of work, follow rules and regulations, for formal procedures and processes. Registered by the government. Then enjoy various facilities like paid holidays, gratuity, provident fund, etc. Fixed hours of work. If they work more than fixed hours of work, they get overtime. These are seen in the organized sector. It is just opposite in unorganized sector. Nothing. Thus we have to, how you will understand this one? No regular. If you put the word no, then you can answer the features of the unorganized sector. No regular employment. No security of job. Do not follow rules and regulations. No formal procedures and process. No formal procedures and processes. Not registered by the government means that government has no control. Has no control. Do not enjoy the facilities means no paid holidays, no gratuity, no provident fund, etc. No fixed hours of work. No fixed hours of works. And moreover, in organized sector, it is the employment of the worker is on the wings of the employee, on the wings of employees, and they are low paid also. So the person working in organized sector, their life will be better than the person working in the unorganized sector. So if these features are present in any organization or any industry, it means that these facilities will be enjoyed by them. And if it is not, then it will be in the unorganized sector. Now we come to division of economic activities on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, it is divided into private sector and public sector. Private sector, the features are, what are their features? Owned by a private person. By a private person. Main aim, profit. Vary from small units to large units. Example, TISCO, Tata Iron Steel Company Limited, and Reliance Industries Limited. So this is the example and the features of the private sector. Now we come to the features of the public sector. Owned by government, main aim welfare besides earning profits. Workers are employed by government. Example will be, what are those examples of public sector? Example will be the railways, post office, BSNL, etc. So, on the basis of ownership, the economic activities are divided into private sector and public sector. Thanks.